We have had together two incidences where he recognized that there was drug smugglers. In these two cases that I'm mentioning, he refused to continue on, and I didn't see anything because the mesquite had just leafed out, and it was hard. I was just looking for cattle. There was this guy kind of hunkered down under a big mesquite tree, and he had a backpack next to him and an AK-47 across his lap. So I assume he was probably carrying heroin or coke. I have had 7 in the house that came from Brazil, 2 of which I thought were very, very close to death. They were badly, badly dehydrated. One interesting incident that I went through here about 4 or 5 years ago, when at the height of our illegal trafficking, we had 7,000 to 10,000, we were told, a month coming through this ranch, and it's roughly 10 miles from east to west. But I started losing weight, and at a pretty good clip, like 30 pounds in 3 weeks. And I think when you get older, you start thinking, dang, I have cancer? What is this? So I went and checked myself into this incredibly wonderful teaching hospital called Mayo Clinic up in the Scottsdale area north of Phoenix. And they kept me in for about 4 days. The bottom line was curious. One of the physicians that were there said, "Where do you live?" And I told him. And he said, "What's your water source?" I told him. It was a tank that was partially open. He said, "Hey, ever see anybody swimming in that?" I said, "No, it's not a swimming hole." Well, he said, "I think what you've got are some very unusual viruses that we have not seen in this country for a long, long time. And some of these can be airborne, some can get into your water system, and they're being brought in by all the human trafficking that's coming through your ranch." So they pumped me up with a bunch of meds, and as you can tell, I got healthy and started putting weight back on. Okay, as an example of intimidation, I know a fellow who was roughed up pretty badly by drug smugglers, and they virtually butchered a Mexican gal in front of him, and then said, "You know, if you don't stay out of this area and meddle in our business, this will happen to your wife." Look at our friend Bob Krentz. He literally was trying to help a fellow that he thought needed water. The guy shot him.
The fellow that...
That's intimidation. My belief is, and this is maybe a little bit going back to some of my military training, that these are probes. These are individuals that have been sent to come through this area to see what kind of response they may have from agents. Are there agents working this ranch? Or are they all babysitting in Nogales? Or have they been sent to West Texas? So I'm certain, as I'm sitting here, that the cartels are tied in to the human trafficking that's being allowed and orchestrated to come up through Texas. And they're saying, well, look, if they're tied up there, then we can do this.